Hey Gemini, how are my Gemmy seekers doing? Failed to check the sound before pressing play again. So let's do this now. It's better to take a few seconds now than to realize the sound wasn't as best as it could. There we go. All right. So, what's up? If I look a little tired, it's because I am a little tired, but that's okay. Tired but pleased. Seven of Wands. Are you tired? Are you putting a lot of energy in things that you don't necessarily need to do right now, just because it helps keep something else off your mind? There's that famous quote from Gone with the Wind of Scarlett O'Hara. I can't think about it now. I'll think about it tomorrow. And in the now, you do a lot of stuff to keep your mind off of it. Because tomorrow is another day and you'll deal with it then. But this is escaping. And tomorrow is another day, but then you're still taking yourself into it. The same approach, perhaps, if that's your choice. You can change that, of course, maybe inspired by this reading. There's something that you're choosing not to focus on that you really want to focus on, that you really need to focus on. That's what your psyche needs right now, that you'll focus on it. It's the thing that occupies your system most, mentally, emotionally, all that jazz. Why are you so uncomfortable with it? Why are you doing suddenly chores around the house that you've been postponing for 2 decades? And it's like, it's fine. Just because your mother-in-law or someone told you that you need to do it, you don't really want to do it, but you're like, oh, you know what? I think I should do it. Listen to yourself inside. Stop running away. Sit down in front of a white wall and meditate. The High Priestess. The answer is within you. I'm not just saying it as like a cliche. The answer to the situation is within you. You actually already know the answer. You're just not comfortable with the answer because it creates a level of discomfort in your life or in something that you're a part of or doing. I just did a reading for Taurus yesterday, and one of the things that came up is that if you don't want to know, you already know. It's also the part of the caption for the video for the Taurus reading. And I think something about this also applies here. If you're trying not to think about it, thinking it will go away, you know it's not going to go away. So, and this is an aspect of your wisdom, whatever that is. It's an aspect of your wisdom. It's an aspect of your truth, the truth of your heart, the truth of your spirit. It's something that you need to expand your avatar to, right? It's not comfortable on the avatar. It's not comfortable on the personality. Something about this makes your personality or where you're at in your life right now feel very uncomfortable. It stretches it. It requires a stretch. Maybe it goes against a dogma of some sort, or something that you know, or something you believe in, or a habit that you have. Maybe admitting to it, or acknowledging it, or embracing it, and surrendering to it means something else will have to adapt to it or change. And that is something that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even begin to think of, modifying that in order to fit that. But if this is the escapism and this is the truth, yeah, I mean, you're hearing the existential shift, but you won't existentially shift. It's cute. My seekers are cute. You're cute. Let's see what's next. For Gemini. Four of Cups. You're like, Morgainne, you don't understand. The reason I don't want to think about it or accept it or embrace it is not because I don't want it or don't believe in it. It's because I don't think it can work out, or I don't think it's mutual, or I don't believe it's possible. Well, what if I told you it is? and you're just thinking about all the past events and situations, either yours or of others, that were kind of similar to it, but not exactly, because you're you and they are them, and this is now and then was then, and it's like just different situations. But those maybe failed or weren't didn't work out very well, so you're projecting it onto yourself and your situation, and it's like it's not the same. It's just another form of escapism. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, sit down and make a list. Having and being in the situation that you're trying not to think about and pretend that it can't be. Um, well, like it's impossible anyway, or it's not going to work out anyway. So why bother? Why ruin this or that? Why take the risk? Like it's what you tell yourself to excuse why you're not taking the steps necessary, and because you don't want to tell yourself that you're scared. I'm a Gemini. I'm not scared. I'm brave. Generally, you are, but here you're acting like a pussycat. And you're disappointed from, again, you want to watch the Taurus reading that I just mentioned because there are some similarities. Maybe you have both Taurus and Gemini strong in your chart. I don't know. Maybe it's just like it's general reading, so regardless of the sign, um, you're disappointed at what it is that you'll need to sacrifice, or what it is that you've been invested in that will have to be left behind or let go of for the sake of this. Um, all I hear is excuses. All I hear is excuses, Jemmy. Are you making excuses to not follow your heart? Are you making excuses to not follow your heart? Tomorrow is another day and it can bring anything. It can bring an exciting new beginning. It can bring a calm, easy, regular day, and it can bring a tragic ending, and we don't know. There's so much we don't know. And so when we do know something deep in our hearts, to deny that knowing, of course, it's scary. Is there anything in this life that isn't scary? Everything comes with a risk. Everything can go wrong. Everything can be this and that. Or what you gonna do? You're a Gemini. You can't stay at home and hide. You need to be out and about, right? So what you gonna do? A little pussycat. You're like, no, I'm a lion. I'm a lioness. Okay, show it. Live your life fearlessly. I'm surprised the death card didn't come out because it speaks of like it can happen at any moment. If everything was to end tomorrow, what would you regret? Would you regret not doing this, not trying this, whatever you're trying to evade? If the answer is yes, then that's the only thing that matters. That's what I believe anyway. Not to encourage, you know, recklessness and, you know, greedy impulsivity, right? But if it's your heart, you just, yes, tea and soda was the problem. I don't see a problem there. See, you're like, and it's kind of weird because you're a Gemini. You're like you understand duality better than anybody. Well, you and Pisces, and it's like you're scared of this and that is true. Yeah, tea and soda. It works. Both fluids that just manifest a little differently. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, we've been talking about the heart. What happened? What happened, Gemini? Oh, someone wasn't listening. Someone isn't listening and they're feeling this. Does this look fun? That's what you're feeling. What you doing? You don't have to do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. Don't hurt you. Don't hurt my Gemini friend. Don't hurt yourself. I need to have a consistent good night's sleep of like 9 hours straight. I don't remember the last time I had that. Even when I get like say 8 hours, it's inconsistent. I wake up like once or twice during the night. Um, I'm tired. I'm tired. It catches up on you when you don't sleep properly. You know, it's important. I'm not doing that on purpose. It's just working on it. No worries. I will get there. I'll sleep properly. But um yeah, give yourself a good night's sleep, Gemini. Listen to your heart. Just do the thing. You know, worst case, change your mind, go back. Like, is it really that impossible? Really? I just got it's been done before many, many times over. This is something that is part of the history of humanity, of society, of the human condition. Like you're making too much drama out of something that is actually very common and very normal and very natural. And I'm not sure what is it about it or what is it about you and your life that makes it so, but it's it's like that because of the perspective you're coming from that you can choose to change as well. Um, like it's not an objective reality. It's not even objectively, oh my God, it's like someone else would be like, "Oh, cool, that's amazing. Yeah, let's do it." And but for you, it's like, I don't know what that. I don't know. I'm not making fun of you. I don't know what it is, and I don't know what your circumstances. So the last person to judge anything. But it's like the reason I'm mentioning this is to help give you perspective. Um, that the thing itself isn't demons, it's scary. No, it's like all good, all good. Mm. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. We can make this. Just not forget. Okay, I'm shuffling. I'm shuffling. Are you new to my channel? Hello. I have some new seekers in the house. Hello. Welcome. My name is Morgainne, and this is the existential shift. And when I do this, that includes you and my you know my years long seekers. All of you guys are the existential shift. What is this place without you? If a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to hear it, does it make a sound? If I just speak to the camera and no one's there to hear it, what am I doing? Am I shifting? Maybe I'm shifting myself. Yes, and that in and of itself is already contribution to collective shift. To change the world, we must change ourselves. But you get what I'm aiming at. By the way, did you know that there's actually an answer to that question? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it actually make a sound? The answer is no. You know why? Because even though it does make the sound waves, right, the energy of sound exists, whether we hear it or not, whether we're there to hear it or not, for it to be manifested as a sound, right, a specific sound, from energy to something that you can actually hear and describe, that is something that the earlobe translates, it processes, and then the brain translates it, the sound waves. So it actually does not make a sound if there's no earlobes around to process it, to get it, and then have the brain process it, which kind of tells us that our brains are all one part of the same machine. Because if we hear do, and every single brain, once the sound do is like played, and then all brains hear the sound do. And if it's C or Ray or whatever, and so everyone hears a C when it's a C, everyone hears a Ray when it's a Ray. So it's like, it's not like a subjective, it's not like different, because different brains, right? If it was truly different machines, then the sound would be different. But but the fact that the sound stays the same, translates as the same to all the brains, human brains anyway, um, right? Because animals hear differently, like dogs hear a lot stronger and more. Never mind, I don't too far off, but yeah, we're like, we're so connected. We're like so different, but so much the same, and it's shown to us so clearly in so many ways, right? It's proven to us. Anyway, that was just a tangent. Let's continue for Gemini. Oh, low battery on my. Okay, there's still time. I can still record. Strength card. Oh, I love the strength card. Um, who is this magnanimously? Someone very powerful and yet gentle at the same time. That's its strength, is like inner strength, spiritual strength, energetic strength. But you see, the maiden looks like she looks super. She's very feminine, very gentle, yet she manages to tame a lion. The lion kind of surrenders to her. See, his tail is between his legs, like he's willfully surrendering to her. And it's not like she's holding him with bars, all of his body. No, she's just holding his like head or mouth, and his entire essence surrenders to that. So it's not in physical strength, right? It's not in muscle, it's in energy, it's in spirit. It's the power of infinity, of the soul. Animals sense when a human is tapped. They can tell. So I don't know if this is you, or this is the person that you're dealing with, right? Maybe this entire situation, the whole follow your heart thing, has to do with a person. It could be a dream, could be like an aspiration of some sort, or it could be a person. Show us more, please, for Gemini about this. The Empress. So, okay. So this is someone uber feminine. Very feminine, very creative, very generous, very giving, very in their power. Again, I'm not referring to muscle power, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that type of power. It's just a different thing that I'm referring to. It's like the power of generosity, the power of kindness, the power of giving, the power of life. This is creating life. Venus, Venusian, maternity. Um, very lucky, blessed, abundant energy. This is, maybe you're going to make maybe this connection, someone somehow opens good karma for you, or like puts you on the trajectory of your dharma, and that just opens up, is that phrase in Buddhism, the obstacles dissolve, right? It's like that right key to the right lock that is required in order to unlock the gateless gate. Oh god, like I'm being flooded with like Buddhist terminology right now. This is so fitting and beautiful. Hold on. All acceptance is the key that unlocks the gateless gate. Within this place, there is no suffering, no coming, no going, no seizing, no way. There's something about this situation, this following your heart situation, um, that is a lot bigger than what you think. It's not just your heart, it's also your spirit, it's also your dharma, it's also um, like it will unlock something greater than you might be aware of. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, judgment. There, you have this eureka moment, like of realization, where it's like very loud, very clear, right? You're there to. It makes the sound, and you're there to hear and process it. Mm, it's like you can't do the Four of Cups, Seven of Wands things. You can't do the doubts and the insecurities and the escapism. Um, just too much in your. It's very loud. The Tower. It's like something happens that makes you realize without shadow of a doubt what it is that is your truth, um, what it is that has been creating sadness for you, and you're able to kind of break out of it. There's a level of self-made illusion that that has been built around you. You know, like Plato's cave, where you know the story about Plato's cave. So a few people in a cave, tied, forced to only face the wall. Behind them, it's the entry to the cave, entry and exit. And there, you know, the world continues. People just walk and live regularly. Every time someone passes the cave, the entrance, when there's light outside, when it's daylight, it makes a shadow on the wall. And so the prisoners in the cave that are locked, that are caged, that only face the wall, they can only see the shadows of the people behind them that pass through. So the perception of reality that those prisoners have in that cave is just of those shadows. And they think that those shadows, that's how humans look like, or that's how reality is. They don't know that it's a shadow because they don't know what's out there that casts that shade, right? So that shadow. So one day, one of the prisoners somehow gets released and gets out of the cave and sees the world for what it is and sees how people actually look like. And he understands that what he was seeing in front of the wall was shadows, shadows of reality. And he tries to go back to the cave to tell the other prisoners the truth of the world, that those shadows are not the truth. They're just the illusion of the truth. And they don't believe him because they don't see it themselves. It's not until you break out of your own shackles and leave the cage that you're in and the wall that you face, um, where where the shadows are projected onto, that you see what it is that casts those shadows, and then you have the ability to compare and actually know. Because if you only know one aspect of reality, you don't know reality, and if you only know one option, it's not truly a free choice, right? If there are two choices presented to you, but you're only familiar with this one, you don't know what's there. So when you choose this one, it's not really that you're making a free choice. It's like the choice was made for you, and then you're under the illusion of making a choice. So you gotta step outside of the cave and see and maybe you'll step outside and be like, oh, this is horrid and terrifying, and I don't like it. And I think I prefer the shades, the shadows. Okay, you do you, boo, but you can't then otherwise you can't then tell yourself that you're free or that you actually made a choice, right? So basically, it's something forces you out of the cave, like because it's been going on for a while, and it's like it's like a strike of, I don't know, either serendipity or fate or karma, or give it whatever cosmic mystical name you want to give it. I think it's all the same. But something happens where you don't have a choice but to look outside. And that is very shaky to the system. The Hermit, beautiful. I always love that the Hermit has a Star of David. It's like one of the symbolism of the Hermit in the tarot, and a wand, of course. And it puts you into, sorry, it puts you into deep contemplation. Like you're not running away from it anymore. When you see it so clearly, when you experience it so strongly, you're like, I'm not running away from it anymore. I'm gonna look within, and I'm gonna see the balanced truth, right? The upward triangle and the downward triangle that form the Star of David. It's the truth that transcends duality, because it takes the polar energies, the duality, and integrates it together. Right? You can't unite two things that you deny their existence. The way out of duality is through duality. The way out of samsara is through samsara. Okay, so the Hermit is like, okay, that's part of the symbolism of the Hermit. It's like looking within and not running away, and seeing the truth that exists both outside and inside, and kind of bringing it together into a into to form, and that allows you to form a real understanding. Six of Cups, something from the past is coming back. It's the bottom of the deck, so I won't take that one. Too many cards. One for Gemini about this. 10 of Wands, you're like, oh, it's too much. You're doing the 7 of Wands thing again. You're doing your thing, and you make a progress. Something informs you or awakens you, or enlighten you, inspires you. You go within, you think, and you're like, oh my God, and you see it. You really see it. But then you're like, this is too much. I'm gonna do my chores again, or I'm gonna drown myself in work again, or I don't know how to carry this. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to process this. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. Very confusing, very creates a lot of stress and anxiety and concern. It's like you don't know what to do about it. Do the truth. Do the truth. I can't tell you ever what to do. I don't that's not the way to teach or to guide, by telling you what to do. It's just putting breadcrumbs for you to find yourself. Conclude this reading, please. Whoa, 7 of Swords and Ace of Swords. Make a plan. Accept what you are asked to accept by your own spirit, by your own heart, by the truth of you and of your life. Um, accept and then make a plan. Okay, because you can't begin if you refuse to begin. And the first step is acknowledging what is. Okay, what is the truth of my situation? Okay, great. This is what it is. Now that there's acceptance and surrender, right? All acceptance is the key that unlocks the gateless gate. First, accept your situation, accept where you're at truly. And then it will unlock the gateless gate. It will, the plan will form. It will make things will start making sense. You will know what to do. I do see a situation where well, the 7 of Swords, you got to be strategic about things. Well, you're a Gemini. You know how to be strategic, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, good luck, Gemini. Stay magic, stay true, stay free. I love you.